Fusion is back in cinnamon this week.
And also in tea and cocoa.
It is Monday, June 23rd, and this is your Smart Doll News.
Welcome back, everybody!
Hello!
So we're gonna obviously be talking about Fusion tonight. There's some other stuff that is going to... What are you doing?
My shirt is just all weird. I was fixing my shirt.
There's some, some other stuff that we're gonna preview in terms of like what's been on Danny's feed. But I kind of had to take a moment and show off Ray's new Soja Boy outfit.
If you haven't been on Netflix, great new show out, great new movie out, K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
We're trying to get that graphic for you at the moment. But John is now officially very much into K-pop.
I'm discovering. Where is...
What happened to your stuff?
It just hasn't refreshed itself. There we go. There.
There it is. So yeah, K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a movie made for Netflix streaming. It is. I wish it was a series because I want to watch it more, but we've already watched it once in English and once in Korean, and it is excellent.
Really good movie. The music is phenomenal. It's got some music recorded by some of the members of Twice. They record a couple of songs, an original song, as well as a songwriter producer that is kind of up and coming, that has been doing a bunch of some pretty hit songs over the past year. EJ, and she did a lot of the writing on all of the songs and ended up becoming the singing voice for the main character.
Yeah, and her voice is insane. She's so good.
It is absolute must watch. And let's see if this is... so I had to kind of put Ray in the sort of boy band look, especially since we got this whatchamacallit, this wig.
This is the Leisure of Dolls wig from their last big drop. And it does look it's got a very K-pop boy feel to it.
It will, if you're not into K-pop, I think it will get you into K-pop. I'm still kind of feeling my way through it. I'm still more in the alt rock, indie rock section myself. It's on Netflix. Check it out. It's literally all over Netflix.
If you have Netflix, I think it's still on the new this week kind of page.
Yeah, it dropped Friday. I think this is going to be all over it. The soundtrack is amazing. And what did I mention? Oh, it's also by the animation team that did Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So it has that sort of low frame rate CGI mixture kind of going on like they did in that movie.
Yeah, and the character designs are just, you can see in this picture, the character designs are insane.
Yeah.
And the characters are very well fleshed out and very well acted. Obviously, you've got your center there, Rumi, who is the main character, and most of the focus is on her, but you feel like you kind of know the other two characters too.
Yeah.
Which is really neat.
You also, that should be enough. This is one of my favorite bits in the movie, and this little demon tiger thing is amazing. So yeah, check it out. I gotta say, I really just going back, I want to see cosplays. I mean, heck, I want like to make these. And, you know, I mean, you can already see between like some of the work that Barb and Alex from Enchantarium have done, which is very much right up the alley, especially of who was on the left there again?
That's Zoe.
Zoe. And but also Danny's recent cosplays with cyberpunk and things like that, the short crop leather jacket, like I would love to see Danny do cosplay, but I would more love to see Danny release a patterns for these.
Yeah.
Because I want them.
You know, like I think we immediately, as soon as we saw this was coming out, we messaged Danny and we're like, this looks really good. And then the other night after we watched it, I messaged him again and went, oh my God, it's so good. The character designs are insane. So
yeah, check it out. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I mean, it's not a perfect movie, but it's, you know,
it's really fun.
It keeps moving, and the music, it feels like one big, like, great music video. And honestly, I would go see a tour of the women who sang these parts.
Yeah, and actually they have, there was a voice, like an acting voice cast and a singing voice cast. I don't think anybody overlapped. I think it was all separate.
Yeah.
And then Twice also did songs on the soundtrack. So like the closing credit song is Twice. And somebody else is in it too, and I forget who.
Yeah, I think there's one or two other songs that aren't like sung by somebody in there. But yeah, no, it's got two of the boy band songs, like 3 or 4 songs from Huntrix, the girl group. I don't know. It's phenomenal. Check it out. Let's see. Next up, yes, of course, is Fusion. We are finally dropping new Fusion heads, and we are putting them out in cinnamon, tea, and cocoa. So they will be landing this Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern on myladydisdain.com. The pages are up, and so you will see them there. We'll post on the Discord server when it goes live. So be sure to keep your eyes there. If you're not already on the Discord server, where is my button? Ah, there it is. There you go.
She's on it.
So yeah, be sure to stay tuned for that. We're gonna take a second and let's move Ray out of here as I drop things. So we've got her all messed up. We've got Cinnamon Fusion here. Nope, wrong one.
Got her dressed up, sort of looking like Zoe from K-pop Demon Hunters.
And she's got palsy or something. And we have a closer look.
We have Coco.
And I'm gonna get a small adjustment on our.
Let's get some better light on Coco.
Where is that's on manual? There we go.
There. Now you can see her better. they are wearing wigs from Leisure of Dolls. When you purchase Fusion, you will get the head cap, and eyes. We are not doing wigs at this time.
So there's Coco, and if I can get her to lean here, just intertwine some legs. You want to bring in.
And then, actually, this is my favorite styling, I think. This is our camping girl in tea.
You're gonna. The space is over here.
Okay. Yeah, I think she looks great in tea. She's great combination, I think, of cute and sexy.
I mean, that's usually anyone with any of the dolls with a little bit of fierceness. T Genesis, T Legion, in this case, Fusion looks phenomenal in T. So all three, we've got a chunk of each of these. There will be some more to come. I honestly don't know how well these are going to sell at this point. We did not raise any prices. We've been able to keep prices stable. So as far as tariffs and stuff goes, but I mean, you know, with everything that's going on and various reciprocal tariffs between, like, not only from us elsewhere, but I know Europe just has had reverse. I don't know where they're at now. So be sure to check out your tariffs and everything there. But if you're buying in the United States, you don't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah. So, but any purchase that you make of a head from us helps support the channel. And we are incredibly grateful for that. And then you can see what I like about this is like this 3-shot here is that they just look she's so versatile.
Yeah.
Like they're all styled very differently, and they, like, I love the bangs on her. It makes her look so cute, but I also like this more sexy look.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of she is a melding of masks from multiple characters. That's kind of the story we kind of put together for her of really being able to become almost anything. I mean, to some extent, all the dolls can somewhat do that, but I particularly like the combination of softness and, harder features, like, the intense eyebrows with the softer eye makeup. Yeah. Barbara Rich says they're a crime-fighting trio at the moment.
Yeah, probably. That's the new version of Charlie's Angels, and they're all fusion.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, that is Friday. This Friday, that would be... I should probably have known this, but today's the 23rd. So today's the 23rd, whatever Friday is. I'm sorry.
Our Friday. Our Friday.
So 12 p.m. Eastern, and they will be available if you do not get a chance to pick one up. We do have some more down the pipeline, so I wouldn't be overly concerned. Thank you, Lee. June 27th is Friday. So grab them if you want them. We'll have more. If these are doing, well for us, and, we may be looking into the opportunity of certainly getting into, like, coffee for Fusion. It's definitely on the things that we want to do. But also, we may have the opportunity to look at other characters, maybe some that have been discontinued or are rarely ever out, that we could, try and pull together for you, and get a specific run of that done. I know there's a couple of different opportunities that Danny has presented us with in the past, so we'll be looking into that, seeing what our options are, and letting you know.
Yeah. As we're watching how this goes, Danny's got an eye on how it's going, and And so we hope that they go home with you.
Landy Monk says male version of fusion. That would take like real design, like, you know, actual effort. One of the nice things about this is a mixture of face masks, though that it was, what can we create with the paint masks that Danny already has for that particular sculpt.
Right. He presented with us, we're going to do the Kanata sculpt and you guys get to pick how it lays out. And this is what we picked.
So I don't know if any sort of collab beyond this in terms of like making something with Danny is in our future. But I do know there's a big difference between what we did and having like a full new doll designed. And obviously, you know, a full design has a bunch of R&D, you know, not R&D, but there's a whole development process, and that's a whole separate thing. So if we are able to do things on other sculpts, like Kelly says, pair fusion, that would be finding a mixture of ones that exist on that
on
sculpt.
G8, right? Or on the anime head. But I know that Danny is more like, you know, he's been selective about what's going on that head.
Yeah. So this is again, if you're not aware, this is the Kanata sculpt. So it's the same sculpt as Kanata, and it is a combination of what was it? May, Moment, and Kanata.
May, Moment, and my gosh,
I think I put it on the
Trinity.
Trinity, yes, Trinity, Moment, and May. So check them out.
She makes a really great like little sister for Kanata.
Yeah.
Because she's got that fierceness, but she's also really cute.
Yeah, she definitely does. And so let us know if you want to add her to your family. And in the meantime, I gotta say, gonna kind of transition here, but similarly, we talked about whatchamacallit, like discontinued characters or, you know, limited runs like this. Danny has actually done what we didn't think he was gonna do, which is he's bringing back some Milk characters.
Yeah. He has said already that the first will be Mirai, and then Melody will be coming, as well as Kanata. And then he actually asked, what else do you want to see?
Yeah, he's going to make some Milk heads for G7, which is the standard semi-real sculpt. So most every smart doll is G7, as well as G10, which is the new boy sculpt. So, I mean, I got to say, let us know, chat, like, who are you, who would you hope for out of the the semi-real dolls that are out there right now? Who would you hope to see in Milk? I think I have an idea who Sandy would choose, but you have any thoughts?
Well, I think Future would look fantastic in Milk.
Of course.
But because her freckles would really stand out.
Yep.
But
that is who I assumed you would say.
Yeah. I honestly, I think that so many people want Entropy back. I would love to see her done in Milk or Cinnamon, but like she was never done in Milk, and I think that it would look kind of cool. Yeah,
it's tough though. We don't really have. I mean, he would have to make some G4? G4?
G1.
Is it G1?
Yeah. Entropy and Gemini are G01.
Wow. It has been too long. He has talked about making Gemini.
That's why I'm saying, he talked about bringing Gemini back if people wanted it. So what about Entropy?
Yeah. That could be interesting. And he never did figure out or get, find a version that he was happy with to release a an updated G7 entropy.
I mean, and those of us, I mean, like, I really love G7 in terms of semi-real, but I love entropy. And Harper is my second doll that I ever got.
Yep.
And I really love her. There is something about her face that is awesome.
Definite call outs in the chat for entropy. Cornflower Breeze says serenity. Serenity now. We'll obviously be talking about the boys in a second, but definitely some people looking for an AG. And
I used to want an AG, but I'm not so like worried about it now that we have the new G10 boys.
yeah,
They're more like, you know, they're AG always looked to me to be a little bit more mature and masculine than the others, and I feel like the G10 Never Gonna Give You Up kind of takes over that.
fills that gap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how his molds are for AG and if they really have the ability to do much more with it or not. Kelly Poplar just wants a redhead girl. There's so many options out there. I mean, as far as G7 goes, I would be interested to see what Milk Legion looks like, but I don't know.
I just had a thought, and I think Kelly is probably going to be all over this. Anime North in Milk with red hair and green eyes.
Okay. It's technically not on the table because it's, you know, an M1 sculpt, but
I mean, it could be. He was just talking about doing some G7.
well, yeah, I mean, his plan is he's making G7 and G10. So out of that, what do you guys, you know,
Yeah.
what is actually doable? Got calls for Envisage, Dauntless. There's a lot of good ones out there. I mean, a lot of you are kind of saying these sound like also similar calls for like, who do you want brought back? It's a lot of older dolls that we don't see as much anymore, which is interesting.
Resolute sort of did get a comeback, not in Milk. But I mean, she did come back. She was back as an option head. She was back as a limited release from Anime Sugoi. Did her in a yukata for a convention. We have a Chaos. We got a Resolute head in Cinnamon, in Chaos.
Yep.
That we've got hanging out.
Which one is? Sorry, I mean blanking on doll names. What is Harper again?
Harper is Entropy.
No, sorry, not Harper. Haven. It's an H.
Haven is Not Everything to Everyone.
I think Not Everything to Everyone look good, or even maybe Pride. You know, like one of the more sweet faces.
One of the more sweet faces, and then Pride with the acne would stand out more on the Milk skin tone.
So lots of cool options there. We also he did ask about the boys. Not only like what boys would you want to see, but like how would you want Milk boys released?
Right.
So he did a poll. It's very, very clear. 60.9% want full character releases.
People don't want to do the work.
No.
They want to pay for it.
Well, I mean, like they would have to have heads, you know,
Yeah.
otherwise. And so most of the people that are going to want a Milk guy are going to want a full body, which makes sense.
The Milkman. Milk guy, it's the Milkman.
Of course, and now a couple people now have said this. Barbwitch, Christina. I'll just pull Christina because she's the last one. Transcendence and Milk would be amazing.
Yeah, and I might even want one, except for the fact that I already have. I have three Transcendences. Actually, I have three.
And I don't think you like I mean, you love vampire, is like, but I don't think you love transcendence so much. I feel like we just sort of, like, I don't know. I don't know how we ended up with 3. I think is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I know how the third one is my black navy one.
Yes, that's true.
So we know why we ended up with that one. And then I couldn't decide between cinnamon and gray, so I had to have them both.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks like we're going to get full characters for Milk Boys and some Milk Girls. Just expect that these will be very limited run.
Yeah. So therefore, I think it seems like he's going to treat them like the fantasy colors, so they're probably going to be more expensive.
And I can almost guarantee you they're probably going to be a shorter run than fantasy colors. So it's, it may be only one, batch that they do. I would not expect to see too much of this. It does, though, leave it open for, maybe we get some milk drops every now and then. Who knows?
It's better than a milk release.
Oh, God. Well,
I just broke the shell.
now I'm like, I know there's another follow-up, but my brain is not quick enough today. Let's move on. Chaos.
Yeah. So we didn't get it.
Nope.
Otherwise, you would have seen a video from us. We did not get any chaos. We were good.
Are you disappointed?
There's a couple things from Chaos that I would like to have. But I'm still hoping that he's actually going to release them just maybe in different colors or something like that he didn't. Like the
clothes?
Yeah, the overalls came out.
Oh, yeah.
And the plaid shirts.
Yeah, that's true. I don't see how they wouldn't get a release eventually. I mean, the clothes usually do come out. We got these metallic frames, which apparently are rare because it was one shot and it destroyed the mold that they used.
Yeah, so those, if you got those in Chaos, you have a pretty cool thing that won't be available otherwise. And I mean, like, I actually thought about getting my hands on one of those for the yellow, because we have a yellow shell.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought it might look kind of cool.
I mean, at least looks better, than a shell that, like, if it's gonna not match, then having sort of metallic stuff could be decent.
But yeah, so evidently, the metal that they put into the metal fragments that were in those molds actually melted the molds. So,
Lanny Monk mentions you should check out Beth Ramsden's video on her YouTube channel where she got 3 boxes, I believe.
Yeah, she got the 3 bundle.
And so you can see a pretty good selection of what was there. The only other thing that I do want to bring up is the Bollocks t-shirt apparently was in there. And Danny's sort of been trolling people on Twitter, trying to tell them that Bollocks is a good thing.
Yeah.
There is, as far as I know, only one good usage of Bollocks, which is, oddly enough, that's the dog's Bollocks, which is like,
awesome.
Yeah. Now he uses these, a couple of examples. If you don't know, Bollocks is basically, it's dog testicles. So in general, it is
testicles.
Yeah, I mean it. So most of the time, Bollocks is an expletive. It is it is not something you can even see it, and in the sort of tongue-in-cheek phrases that Danny chose here. What a load of bollocks! I don't give a bollocks. Like, these are not generally.
If you read these sentences, you can sub them with any other
4-letter.
Yeah, 4-letter word. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just there was just so nobody goes around or takes a trip to England and starts throwing bollocks around like you think it's a good thing. But it's also, I don't think it's necessarily hugely offensive, because it's kind of like saying shit, you know, like, so.
Wolf says here, testicles in general can confirm as a Brit. It's usually used to mean BS, but yes, dog's bollocks is like the best.
Yeah. So, somebody had a call out. Do we remember who this doll is? Grape Kitty wanted to know what doll is wearing the T. I do not remember. But we can try and find out near the end, or if somebody else in chat wants to shout it out, let us know. Yeah, so don't pay attention to Danny. Don't use new terms from Danny. All right, next up.
This is very cool.
We talked about it last week, taking a look at the sketches and stuff for it, and he's already got a prototype of this thing.
Yeah. So this is the trifold arm projectile launch system for Cortex, and he's making the STL available.
Yeah. It just seems like whatever Danny is kind of playing around with and trying out, you know, it's not overly likely that they're gonna go to a real product. So it's gonna go to the community. You'll have your STL files. You can print them yourself. You can mod them, and you can even sell them. As with all of the stuff that Danny puts out there, it's...
If he's made it available for you to use like the base files, you can do what you want with it.
Yep. We also had this video that Danny posted. So this is interesting. Danny is doing like, I guess, a stability test here of, how much like wind speed it takes to knock
it over. Yeah.
And that's a normal doll that he just knocked over. And this is a Cortex 2 doll. I got to assume that is the only difference is vinyl versus Cortex. And you can see here, he's putting this, thank you so much, Barbie Witch.
Thank you, Barbie Witch.
Barbie Witch says, your positive message here. By Fusion now. No. This is pretty impressive, and I can only assume that this is due to the weight of Cortex 2 and the center of balance, and that it has enough weight on and stability from the frame that it takes a lot to knock it over.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if you're a photographer and you're taking your doll out on hikes and things like that, it actually means something, Also, it's harder for your cat to just knock off the table.
Well, I don't think that's entirely true, because
that's physically touching the thing.
Like, yeah, they will just knock that crap off.
I can't make a joke.
No, I'm just saying, though, like, the test of this is like the actual wind speed versus like, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, but you'll get like, we'll do things. We'll have like guys some of the dolls sort of up against each other. Like, and yeah, a Cortex is just generally going to be more stable.
I've just got cats on the brain because my whole feed is full of cats because my mom is getting a Maine Coon kitten, and I've just been like researching cat stuff for her.
Barbie Wish says cats are rascals. Danny is a rascal. Therefore, Danny is a cat. It's an SAT question. Ipso facto, Danny is a cat.
If I was gonna, I think cat works for Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
either Rolly Cindy or Roll Al, I don't know how you say the name, says, will it be at risk to stains? And this is an easy one that I'm sure we'll keep answering. Yes, always, all of these will be at risk to stains, but it is much better about stains than vinyl because it is much harder, much less porous than the vinyl is. But still definitely something that can stain. I'll be interested. I'm sure he's been doing stain tests. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think the general word is that they still can be stained, but it is better than the regular Sofubi.
Yeah. The problem is only he can really do the test because who's gonna risk sitting their doll in the same.
Well, some of the doll clothing makers actually wrap their fabric and stuff around the vinyl scraps.
Yeah. I'm sorry, now I'm just laughing at chat. Barbara said Maine Coons are objectively best cats. I can, that or Scottish Folds.
Kind of partial to the Scottish Fold, but Maine Coons, that's, my family's from northern Maine, so Maine Coon is kind of a matter of pride.
I lived with a Maine Coon for quite a while. These things are huge. Anyway, yeah, I didn't loop this video, so it feels like we're just staring at the Smart Doll Studios waiting for something to happen. All right. Next up, Pink Prowess in Coco. She's got new eyes.
She's got the new, what are they, starry eyes or something like that is the name of it, right?
Yeah, so we saw, when we were in Japan, we saw Danny's new eye process, which is all just inkjet printing the irises and then embedding them on with UV resin. And
you can watch in one of our videos the eye being put together and the meticulousness of it.
Yeah, you got to make sure no bubbles get in there, that the placement is right, and they come out very clear, really nice. But yeah, this type of stuff, I would love to see, and I know it's different work, but especially considering it's really only the difference in work. There's no difference in work between making different eyes. It's like computer design work. There is a difference in I make too many eyes. Those eyes can't get reused easily in other characters. But I would love to see more one-off things on characters like this.
Yeah, I think, if she could have her own special eyes, that would be one thing. But I know that that's a big deal for Danny in terms of production costs.
We haven't seen those anywhere.
No, I know, but I'm sure that those starry eyes will probably end up in somebody else too.
But my point though is they don't need to. It's not more work. It's not more work to make those eyes than any of the other eyes.
No, but it's just having them
the
available.
Inventory of them.
Yeah.
If they sell through it. But if he's smart about I've got X amount of these and that's all I'm going to make, and then we're going to make them when we decide to make her. So for every head, they make them that way. I
actually think this version of Prowess is very cute.
Yes. This is actually probably one of my more favorite versions, oddly enough.
We're not big Prowess people, but she's very cute.
Yeah, Christina says this is the first time he's ever put symbols in the eyes. Technically not true, but for sale, yes. He had the heart eyes that he did a while back, probably one of the April Fool jokes, I think. Yeah. They're using the same process. But yeah, this is the first doll that's actually going to have a release with a graphic inside there that's not just the normal iris. So I think that's fantastic. I almost would have half expected him to do cat eyes instead of the star. But.
I just wanted to comment. Someone said rescue cats are the best. We have had many, many, many rescue cats. My 85-year-old mother wants a Maine Coon.
Yeah, you don't really get Maine Coon rescues so much. But yeah, so now we're gonna move kind of into like some. Well, we're starting to transition into wigs. But before we do that, we do have a preview. Well, this is technically there's a new wig here, but this is Beyond in Tea.
I like it. I think she looks great, and I think she fills a niche that is missing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still fairly light skin tone, but this is definitely still filling the maybe the lighter lighter tones for like biracial. My niece, I can't remember. Do you remember when we talked to her and we were looking at Smart Dolls whether she liked the ski tin tone I don't even know what I just came out of my mouth.
You talking about Amber? You said
yes.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we were looking at Coco at the time because I was showing her the doll I wanted to get. I was showing her Coco Future because I was considering getting her, and I think she said that she liked for herself. She identified more with tea.
Yeah, I don't know if again we've talked about something between tea and coffee, but yeah, this I think she would actually really like this. So it's not out yet as far as we know. But really nice to see Beyond coming and having even broader representation.
Yeah, I really like her.
Color.
Yep. I would actually be tempted to get her. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Along the same line, the braided wigs are out.
Yes. And when he released them, he released like practically almost every...
Yeah, it was like half of them.
Yeah.
There's like, I don't know, 6 or 7. There's still like 4 or 5 dolls with braids up on the site. Yeah. Lots of available options for braided wigs. So if you are looking for one, they are available across coffee and cocoa dolls.
He said they've been working on getting this wig right for a couple of years.
Yeah, we've seen multiple iterations of this by now, and they're finally out. Which of course comes with a fair number of warnings. I would encourage you to go to the Smart Doll website and take a look at the knowledge base for the Before You Buy page for the new braided wigs. But Sandy, you want to give me the highlights?
Well, it's a fast read, but because like each one of these numbers has a bullet point that describes what he's talking about here and what you should notice. He doesn't put the wigs in for number 1. He doesn't put the wigs in a net because the ends of the wig can poke through and get caught in the net.
Yeah.
So it will come in the cardboard and in a plastic bag. I'm trying to think what else. They use something like 30,000 fibers, so there's going to be occasionally some loose hairs that you will have to cut off, or you can leave them if you want. Depends on how you like it. But images 4 and 5 show that.
Yes, some of which they left, and actually like 6. Like sometimes they'll leave them because doing much more with it will start to mess with the braid. Yeah, so easy, quick trim here and there if you have issue with it.
And you can smooth those ends out with a heat tool like a flat iron or a heat gun or something like that.
Yeah, they've basically braided them and melted the ends.
Yeah.
Which means technically, I mean, it would take some work, but if you wanted a short version of this, you could take this, cut them and burn them, and resize the braids on your own. So that's always an option. Number 3 was kind of interesting and sort of normal for the wigs, but there's always... Smart Doll wigs are always kind of much sparser.
Right, they're a little bit thinner so that they go with the scale of the doll. And if you have any of the thicker wigs from some of the other sellers, sometimes they are just too thick, and you put it on the head, and you're like, this does not look natural because the hair shouldn't be this thick. So in order to do this, there's going to be sometimes some spots where you might see the wig cap, which is also black.
Yeah.
Is something else to mention, which could cause staining on the doll. But if you're going to leave it on the doll, then doesn't really matter if you're going to have a little staining on the head cap, on the head. But yeah, because the black head cap actually makes it look more natural.
Yeah, and to some extent, it should look that way. Braids, like, you know, I mean, now they wouldn't be that sparse on a human head, but
Right.
But you know,
Unless somebody's been really working their hair and pulling it tight and it's starting to fall out. But.
Sure. But you know, that's also like lifting it up and moving it in weird ways than it was designed to fall naturally. So, which is again common for most of his wigs. They're styled the way they're styled to be the right thickness and lay the right way, and sometimes that means you can't easily restyle them. You can start to see like some of the you know, some of the ways that you can get like looser braids, which again I believe a little bit of heat will help tighten that back up. And let's see what else there. Oh, this is the number 11 is probably a decent note, is that if one of those braids in the front isn't falling the way that you want it to, you can tuck it underneath the wig cap. I'm not sure if he's pulling it through there or just tucking, like if there's like a hole that he's pulling it through, or if he's literally like tucking it and letting it come out, or like, I don't know.
And then 8 was showing about the part not being perfectly straight. And that has to do with how they braided them, and the fact that it also, I mean, I think it makes it look fuller, personally. It makes the style look fuller to have it not have a perfectly straight line going through.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is, I think that's the big stuff. Again, you can check out that full list at smartdoll.jp in the knowledge base. All right, last couple of things I did pull in here from the timeline. Since we're talking about wigs, I figured we would pull in some of the pictures of wigs that we've seen in the timeline. And this is a boy wig, and I
kind of like it.
I like this style. Again, just, you know, getting more of like the sort of Asian hairstyles. It's pretty good. We don't have enough good boy hair.
I mean, that wig would also look really cute on a girl doll too. But the fact that it works on a boy is a good thing.
And then this, I don't think we've seen this anywhere. But the way that this is falling and being treated, I feel like is a little bit on the new side. I don't know if this is prepping for, you know, like melody or something like that, but...
That's Mirai. So...
Yeah, but this doesn't feel like Mirai's wig in terms of styling.
It's also showing that that's Cortex, right?
Maybe.
So it kind of looks, because look at the shine on it.
I don't think.
I think
this is just old. I think there's dirt and stuff. I think this is an old head that they have repurposed into something for the stylists. Yeah. That's it this week for news items. We'll keep, of course, checking in on what Danny has been, you know, saying on Twitter, and, you know, trying to let you know when he's completely and utterly trolling you. And as we said before, I'm gonna get back here. you can go to myladydisdain.com on Friday at 12 noon Eastern and pick up Fusion in cinnamon, tea, and cocoa. I do apologize. There's only like 4 or 5, I think, if I counted right, pictures from the party this week. So I figured we'd let it ride, and we'll pile them up for the next one. If you do want to contribute to our Smarty Party each week, which is basically pictures, you can submit your pictures of your dolls on our Discord. Just take a look for the Smarty Party channel. Any other questions or anything from chat in regards to Fusion or whatever? We can take a few minutes before we head out. Otherwise, it's looking pretty good. Yes, Lady Mark Monk will be sure to make a nice big party next week. And so, yeah, everyone, submit your photos. Let's get them. Smart Doll Dude S price. So the heads are $350, same as last time. USD. It'll convert, I believe, for them, and you'll be able to select shipping based on when you. Where you're located. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you so much, Denise.
It doesn't look like we have a chat from her. Like I said, we have been able to maintain the cost of the option head. So we don't currently anticipate increasing costs with tariffs, but that may change in the future. We'll have to play it by ear.
Yeah. Grape Kitty wants to know if Cocoa dolls are being discontinued, or are they just taking a back seat to Coffee right now? I think it's probably the latter. I think Coffee is new, and he's trying to get some a good chunk of characters out there. But we just had something release in Cocoa like this past week, and I forget who it was.
Yeah, I mean, well, and we just showed Cocoa Prowess, Pink Prowess as well. So there's definitely Cocoa still happening. Yes, Cocoa gets fewer releases. You also have there's releases that Coffee is getting more releases because they've maybe never been released in that, and there's more interest. And Danny's been very clear, straight up, Cocoa doesn't, Cocoa is much more slow to sell. So it is just the way things are, and that does not change the fact that he's going to keep Cocoa around. Are you going to see every doll in Cocoa? Maybe, but you may see it, a doll, a brand new doll, may see it get discontinued in Cocoa sooner, or maybe he doesn't put it out in Cocoa, but there's always going to be that representation as far as we can tell.
Someone says we need to talk about the Pear Girls situation. Pears is he's not getting rid of them. Danny loves the Pear Girls. He has said repeatedly that he has too many characters.
Yep.
And he has to make room. And if he's going to do more guys, then, pulling back on some of those Pear characters will actually give him more space.
Yeah. So what you see, factually what's happening right now is there's a bunch of Pears on discount. Which is him clearing out space, reducing, characters, and clearing out space to make, you've got Cortex, boys, all of that stuff. There is also the discontinued list, and just because a pair is discounted doesn't mean it's discontinued. If it is on the discontinued list, it won't be coming back once it sells out. But if it's not on the discontinued list, and you can see the list of dolls there's a discontinued section on smartdoll, that will tell you that it's gone. But if it's not on that list and it's discounted right now, it'll be back.
Let's see. Any update on smartdoll purchasers getting hit with fees as of late? I know we touched on this some weeks ago. It's still, I believe, in the case of Japan coming into the U.S. anyway. The de minimis is still in effect for Japan.
Right. So there is a 10% tariff. So you're going to pay 10% if and only if you order more, if more than $800 worth of dolls arrive at customs on the same day, then you would trigger paying tax on them. Otherwise, it's exempt. So as long as you don't order too much at one time and don't get unlucky with things shipping or arriving at the same time, you should be fine. It's easily controllable still. For us, I know that, we've already heard, like with Fusion, like it's going to be a tougher sell, in Europe than it was last year because of the trade war and because now that Europe has put tariffs on the US for certain things. And that kind of comes and goes and may change even from a day-to-day basis. So, try and keep your eye out and do some Googling before you make, purchases. But as far as we know, Japan to US, it's still the same.
Right. We just got a shipment from Japan, and I would say, and the value was getting close to that de minimis exemption, but it did not hit that.
Yeah.
So we didn't pay any extra fees.
So, like I said, hopefully, when as we order more dolls, we may very well deal with that. Again, my hope is to be able to keep the price steady there and not have to increase prices on the Fusion heads. So we'll see how it goes, and again, we'll keep playing that by ear and see, what you guys want to see out of this. And obviously, I know it's a way that we can. I mean, similar to other retailers, it's like what you end up, even though you are having to pay more because of import costs to the retailer. You do get some more control and requestability, whether they do pre-orders or whether they take a list and sort of do it by request. So there's certainly opportunities for us to expand beyond Fusion in the future. But again, we're just playing it by ear and see what happens. Lannyberg says, can't wait to see Fusion on a Cortex body. Yeah, and I don't know, for all we know, when Cortex really gets going, that may be something that we may have the opportunity to actually
get involved with,
and sell. So we'll see. We're definitely all still waiting to see how Danny partners with, with creatives, with, people like us to be able to do that. But we know he has definitely talked about, letting people sell their own Cortex bodies. So,
what is the crown number 2?
Never seen it before.
I'm not sure either. I'm not sure. What are we talking about, Christina?
Yeah, I don't know what that's. Other than are we talking about the second season of The Crown? Somebody's talking about The Crown in chat. All right. Yeah, I think we, they're talking about The Crown number 2. So if you're in YouTube chat, there is essentially a chat leaderboard that happens. So your interaction with chat and your if you do like super chats and stuff like that.
Pushes you higher up on the leaderboard.
Yeah. So the more active you are in chat, and and like I said, I'm not sure what exactly a super chat does to that algorithm. Like how much does it count for or whatever. But in the end, yeah, there's a leaderboard sort of contest of, who's the most, active in chat.
You're number 3. So who's got the number 1 spot right now?
This is interesting to me because Barbie Witch did a super chat. Thank you again, Barbie. Why did it sound so weird to say just Barbie?
Hi, Barbie.
Barbie Witch is number 3 with a super chat. So it is, it's not like you are just on top because, you did a super chat. So, wow. Anyway, yeah, so that's a new feature in YouTube. I don't know if it's going to stick around or not. They kind of come and go. Like, we forgot about it for a while and stopped using it, but then thought it was still there. The Q&A feature has been gone for...
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
a long time.
Well, I like this feature. This is fun.
Yeah, I wish we could see it. Hopefully, our stream will...
Barbie Witch is pushing to dethrone Landy Monk.
Yeah, maybe we should just, I need to be able to look up, who the winner is, each.
So I did want to go back, so you just pulled Fusion up here. Kelly Poplar asked...
That hasn't changed.
Okay. Kelly Poplar asked for Fusion merch.
Right.
So I'm kind of curious what you would like to see. Like, would you like the graphic that's John has made, like, as a t-shirt? Or like
what graphic I made?
Any of these photos that you made on a t-shirt, like a narrow band or something.
Yeah, I'm not a huge they're doable. I'm not a huge fan of like full color photograph printing.
For one thing, when they do get crispy, which any t-shirt is going to get the graphic's going to get kind of crispy at some point.
Depending on
how much you wear it and how much you wash it and all of that. They don't look as good when they get old. Some of the shirts look better old than others do.
I mean, it depends. Like even, like the printing, like it's not like you're getting like the
looks great, and I wear this one a lot.
Yeah, so I mean the printing on the fabric is not like the really thick, like it's practically pasted on there, or an iron-on where it's like clearly like there's a layer here. But yeah, I know I'm also just never a fan of like, here's a box on a shirt with a picture in it.
Maybe some sort of line graphic that looks like a diagram of like the eyebrows from Trinity coming in, and then the all of that, like all of those features merging and becoming Fusion.
Yeah. Maybe we can start to think about I was playing around with like a I need to finish my Cortex 2 shirt idea. And get that going. I feel like that's going to be more like broadly accessible and interesting, especially once Cortex 2 launches. Grape Kitty says chibi form would be cute, and that's true. I don't know what chibi form of Fusion would look like, but yeah.
She would have to be kind of like, I think she'd have to be angry. Like angry, like cute girl.
Lenny Murray says, I could work on the print on demand. I mean, all of our shirts are print on demand. That's how the shop works. It's just, I don't personally like the look of like I don't know. I prefer for more vector or, less photographical artwork, if that makes sense. But I can think about it and see what we come up with. I want more.
Underdolls wants more merch for the. We've talked about this. The thing about it is we can't put it on the store, like to be print on demand. It would have to be something where I made a whole bunch of white t-shirts or black t-shirts or whatever, and we like printed designs on them ourselves. So it's a whole nother business.
Yeah, and we're definitely more capable of that now that we have like we've kind of gotten over the shipping infrastructure hump with being able to send out the fusion heads. But yeah, we would doing t-shirts is definitely a much bigger time and investment for, I mean, maybe an occasional run, but yeah, I don't know. Quick update. Barbie Witch has fallen off the top 3.
And seems to be belligerent about it.
Yep. You know, not really the good sportsmanship we come to expect from Barbie Witch, but, you know, how the mighty have fallen.
Apparently now she needs to start a war somewhere in order to get her spot back.
On that on that note, I think we'll call it. We will. I'll definitely keep thinking about some t-shirt ideas and get them up there. I know the market isn't huge for the shirts, but you know, an occasional infusion of a new shirt out there we'll bring a couple more in there. So
I had an idea for a pear shirt. I'm hoping that we can figure something out to do it because I think it would be very good.
Not optimistic design-wise, but I'm sure we can come up with something.
Yeah.
I'm not optimistic about the current idea working well, but there's a lot of options for Pear. I think Pear, Cortex. I don't know what we would do for the boys. Other than, okay, now here's one where I could see, all right, so I know I was about to say goodbye, but if we're going to do, let's talk t-shirts for a second. If we're going to do like a more photographical, you know, t-shirt, the way I could accept it would be more like a band shirt, and we would do Never Gonna Give You Up, you know, do a t-shirt of, you know, and maybe it's of that, you know, Never Gonna Give You Up with the microphone.
Along the lines of your Lack of Dolls shirt.
I mean, it wouldn't, Lack of Dolls was like a whole like vectorization of a doll, like you know, that is a lot more complex. I'm just saying, like, here's here's a cheaper, not as cool graphic, but it works because it's like 80s band shirt sort of whatever meme. Yeah. Kathy says, I want a Kanata shirt. I am happy. We have technically a Kanata shirt. It's the full print.
Chibi, right?
No.
Oh no, the bikini shirt?
Is it bikini? No, it's the school. I thought it was the school uniform. If it's not there, it's the one that has like Kanata written down like in big letters. It's definitely there. LadyDisdain.com. I think it's in the anime section, if I am correct. Let's go to designs, anime style.
Yes.
Yep.
So it's a unisex t-shirt, and it's a different t-shirt than our other t-shirts.
But yeah, it's an all over print, full size. I think other than there are a couple of Kanata chibis, like the Halloween stuff. Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, Fusion on Friday at noon.
Yeah, we'll go from there. I will, again, still playing it by ear. We'll see what comes on Monday news-wise, and we'll keep you up to date in the Discord and, you know, on the community tab here of if we're not going to go live. But so If there's enough, we will see you then.
That's all for us. Bye.
Bye.